Welcome to your very first math video of the year. This video will give you instructions on how to take notes during your future math homework videos. Listen carefully and follow along as I give you instructions. Make sure you're doing everything exactly like I say, because these notes will help you learn how to take the perfect math notes. Taking good notes is important so that later, if you can't quite remember something, you can look back in your notebook and know exactly what you're supposed to do. It's important to make sure you write very neatly and always use a pencil so that these notes are easy to read, but you can still erase in case you mess up. Before you start every video, your first job is to put the date on the very top line of your page on the left side. Go ahead and do that now. If you need to, you can always pause the video to give yourself time to write. The next thing that you need to do is write the title of the video on the next line. The title is what you are seeing right now, Taking Notes on Math Videos. It is very important to include the title because it can help you quickly locate the information you need when you go back in your notes to look something up. Go ahead and write that title right now. Again, you can pause the video if you need more time. Okay, this is what your paper should look like now. Make sure that you have today's date on the top line and that you have neatly written the video title right underneath it. Does your paper look like this? Good. If it doesn't, erase what isn't quite right and fix it now. You can pause the video if you need to do that. Often at the beginning of every video, I will be introducing important words that you need to know. Don't start writing until I tell you to. You need to write these words in your notebook exactly like I have them written here. If I underline something, you need to underline it. The first vocabulary word that we have this year is definition. A definition is a formal statement of a meaning of a word. When you write this in your notes, please make sure you underline the word definition because I have it underlined here. After you write it all out, you need to check that you have spelled all the words correctly. You will skip one line and then write this vocabulary word on the next line. Go ahead and pause the video now to write this vocabulary word. Okay, did you check your spelling? If you did, great job. If you didn't, please pause and go back and check it now. Here's another vocabulary word. Try writing this one out on your own. Remember, write it exactly as I have it and check your spelling before you start the video again. Pause the video now. Good job. This is what your paper should look like now. Check to see if it's all correct. Month on the top line, title on the next line, skip a line, then the first vocabulary word, underlined, and then its definition, and then the next vocabulary word and its definition. If yours looks like this, congratulations! If it doesn't, it's okay. This is your first time and I'm giving you time right now to go back and fix anything that's a little wonky. Go ahead and pause if you need to fix anything. Now when we are doing math, I will often do an example problem for you. You should watch the first example problem closely because in a few minutes you'll be doing some on your own. In this example, we are practicing skip counting. You will need to skip a line in your notebook when you put this in your notes. Go ahead and pause to write this in your notebook, leaving a blank where I left one. Do not solve it yet, even if you think you can. Pause now. Okay, now that you're back, we will work on solving this first problem together. I am going to try to find the pattern. Do you see it? 12, 14, 16, something, 20. Okay, now let's look. How did we get from 12 to 14? You're right, we added 2. How do we get from 14 to 16? Add 2. So next, if we're going from 16 to the blank, we know that we're going to add 2 because that's what we've done before. So 16 plus 2 is, that's correct, it's 18. Now go ahead and fill in the blank that you made with 18. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay. This is what your paper should look like now. Notice how we left that blank, and then we filled it in when we got it correct. You've got your date, you've got your title, your definitions, and now your word in your blank. Okay, now you're going to do this one on your own. Go ahead and find the missing number. Pause the video to write this in your notes on the next line. Now, let's figure out the pattern. 5, 10, 15, 20. What do we skip counting by? Yes, we're skip counting by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. What comes next? Very good. 25. 30. Very good. This is okay. After we do a few problems together, just like we did, then you'll be doing a couple examples on your own. Here's how you're going to set it up in your notes. You're going to skip a line below your examples. The number of the problem goes outside the red line, just like this. See how there's this red line going down here? And you should have something similar on your paper. And then you are going to write your number outside the red line, and then you're going to write the problem right here. You're going to write one problem at a time. There's going to be several maybe on a screen, but you're going to only write one at a time, just in case you might need a little bit of room underneath to work on solving it. Okay, now let's go ahead and go to the practice problems. Okay, you're going to try it yourself. Go ahead and find the missing numbers. Remember, write the first problem, solve it. Write the second problem, solve it. Write the third problem. Go ahead and pause your video now and follow this procedure. Okay, now we're going to check these together. 3 to 6 to something to 12 to 15. What do we add to 3 to get to 6? Very good, we add 3. So 3, 6, what comes next? Very good, 9 comes next. 12, 15. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We're counting by threes. 4, 8, 12, 16. Whoop, I don't know what happened to my pen. Hang on. 20. Very good. Now we're counting by fours. Next one, we're going to count 19, 20, 21. Oh, this is an easy one. 22. Okay. Now, if you didn't get any of these right, what you're going to do is put a line through the number that you got wrong. Boop, just like that. And you're going to go back and check it out in a minute. Go ahead and pause the video if you got it wrong and try to figure out what you did wrong. Don't just erase and correct it. That's not going to help you. And this, I know, is a pretty simple concept. This is something that you've probably been doing for a lot of years. But pretty soon we're going to be getting into a little bit trickier things. If you, at this point, feel very confused and you don't know what you're doing, you are more than welcome to just restart the video and just watch it once or twice again so that you make sure you really have a good understanding of what's going on here. There's no problem with that. That's what these videos are for. You can watch them as many times as you need to, and later you can always come back to figure it out later. Okay. Now the last thing we're going to always have in every video is we're going to have a few practice problems that you're going to do on your own that we may check the next day in class together. So here, oh wait, sorry, I forgot about this one. This is what your paper should look like. You notice we have our date, our title, our definitions, we have our 2 example problems, and then we have our first 3 problems that we did. 1, 2, 3. Notice how the number is outside this red line. The number is outside this red line, and then the example problems are written very carefully in here. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to now do your practice problems. Sorry about that. We're going to now do your practice problems, and remember that you're going to write, solve, write, solve, write, solve. You're not going to write all 3 and solve them all then. You're going to write one, solve it. Okay, go ahead and pause the video now to get started. Thank you so much for your hard work. I'm so excited for the wonderful things that we're going to learn this year. It's okay if you don't know everything or have everything perfect at the beginning. The most amazing part of being a teacher is that I get to watch you grow and learn. It's wonderful the way things that seem so hard at the beginning soon become easy with lots of patience and practice. I'm so excited to be on this math journey with you. Have a great day.